Hi, my name is Jordyn, and today here I have Staff Hollis.
Hey, what's going on? This is Staff Hollis here with Jordyn, my favorite podcast host.
And today we are going to be talking to you about bullying on social media. So, what do you typically see kids or adults doing on social media when they're bullying people?
I think bullying has expanded on social media big time. You see it not just with students and younger people, but you see it in athletics and sports. You're seeing it in politics now. And then sometimes you just see it because people like to post their personal lives and kind of let people chime in and expand on it. But, the one thing about it, I think, is if you expose yourself personally or something negative, it's a lot of people that can say things that can have a big effect on how you're feeling. What do you think?
I think on social media, I think bullying has got really bad. I feel like it's taken over people and it's changed them in a way that it's changed them and it's made them feel different about themselves.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think a lot of people's perception of who they are comes from how people make them feel on social media. There's a lot of talk about psychiatrists and teachers and elders and things like that talks about likes affects the way that people feel. Do you think that people getting likes on social media affects how they feel about their posts?
Yeah, I feel like that affects them very much because it makes them feel different and it makes them want to change themselves and be more different because of what people are saying on social media.
You said something really important. You said people changing themselves. That's another thing too. People talk about body positivity. They talk about image positivity, and then with these apps, there's sometimes people don't even post pictures without using various filters to make their appearance change. How do you feel about that?
I feel like a lot of people they use makeup filters just to change themselves. But you don't have to put a filter on every time. If you wear makeup here and there, but you don't have to put a whole lot just to look different. I feel like you could do something natural, and I feel like you don't have to change who you are just because of what the comments are saying.
Right. And then you see a lot of stuff with body positivity and negativity, and I think people should just embrace the fact that we're all different sizes, heights, body shape, everything because of a lot of things, your culture, your ethnic background, the type of food that you naturally eat in your household and also how active. But, people on social media make you think that there's a template or a specific way that you have to be important or popular. How do you feel about that?
I feel like there's some people on the internet who see girls who, some people, they see girls who have a nice body or a nice face and they want to do that. So they go and end up getting stuff done to their body and stuff. And I feel like that's a little extreme to go get stuff done to your body or your face. Just because that makes you, what if you don't end up liking it after? You can't change that. I feel like if you want to be yourself, just be yourself. And if you like the way somebody looks, then that's okay. But I feel like changing your body is really not good because I feel like it's hurting you. And I feel like if you're going to want to look pretty, you could look pretty by adding a little bit of makeup, but you don't need to go all out.
Yeah, see, and that's one thing for the girls, and one thing for the boys is some men have this image of wanting to be very strong or masculine, or some guys are attracted to people that are athletes, or maybe they're entertainers, rappers and things like that. But I think you should always try to reflect on yourself and see what it is about you that you really enjoy, and that's what you should push out into social media is the genuine and the most honest version of yourself.
What do you technically what do you see what do you see that's happening on social media? What do you see that's taking action that's being really big?
I think naturally all the negativity and controversy stuff gets the most attention, because outside of that, the stuff you pay attention to are the things that you're into. If you're into traveling or certain type of music, you're going to follow those artists or you're going to follow really cool places. But those kind of experiences on social media is not going to be always positive because that's something you're into. The issue is that everyone chimes in when it's something bad and they take that small little thing and they turn it into something that's really big and that could have the potential of going viral.
What is something that what's the type of bullying that you see or that happens on social media?
Still things that we should be ashamed of as people. A lot of things have to do with race. Sometimes you get people, like we talk about with body shaming, with a lot of that. People, they take advantage of people's misfortune, and they don't understand that those people are already going through something really bad and possibly hard on them. And then with the impact of all the comments and things on social media, it makes like your problem expand even bigger than what it is.
Yeah, you said a lot of good things. Like, I feel like people who have something going on already, I feel like the person who's doing those things online shouldn't make it harder for them. What do you like technically? What do you like? What do you see that affects people the most on social media?
I think it affects people's emotions. You know, like we're tied to like who we are. You know, what people think of us is highly important to how we feel about ourselves as well. So I think you should protect yourself on social media too. You know, we do have the option to go private, to not have it, to look at certain things, to block things, and block certain sites that you don't want to see. And I think that's what people got to do. I think we need to take the control back from social media and understand that this is something you signed up for. So if it's not working for you, then, stay away from it.
Like, what do you see, like, in comments or posts or pictures? What do you technically see when you're scrolling on the internet?
For me, I don't see too much negativity, just because, if it's like news, then I follow that. But what I've done, Jordyn, is like with me, like I follow nothing but the things that I'm into. And what I noticed about that is that it changed the way I feel. So now when I'm going through my timeline, it's all the things that I'm into and not the things that I'm not into.
This is Jordyn, and thank you for listening to my podcast.